Welcome to another episode of Dress Stories. And this episode, we are so lucky to have with us our good friend and fellow Edmontonian Kathy Smart. So, welcome.
Oh, thank you. I think it's a treat.
We're really happy that you came because
Yeah.
I'm going to just say right off the get-go, I know you were nervous.
Yes, very.
Yeah. But we're just like,
we can do this.
there's nothing to be nervous about. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And then it'll get to the point where Natasha will be filming and she'll be saying, stop talking. Because it just gets easier as it goes along.
Okay.
So why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm married. I have 3 children, 3 daughters. I was a school librarian, and I have my degree in. I have an art history degree.
Oh.
And I love to collect. I love to travel. I like my collections are sort of. I like things that have the ugly factor, or the quirky factor. Maybe
I love
that's
that.
And yeah, that's me. I'm
a
retired too.
Nice.
So
I always thought you were a teacher for some reason.
no.
Librarian.
librarian, yeah.
So how many jokes were there about the librarian being Mrs. Smart?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then they got kind of old real quick.
Right.
You're so smart. Don't you know that? And I'm like, yeah, well.
And then you're like,
Come here, honey. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I love the job. It was great. I love books, and I gotta love the Dewey Decimal System. So I really liked all that. Got to buy books for the school, do the library any way I wanted it.
Librarians they're life changers.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were kids, you and I've talked about this before. We didn't have any money, but our librarian in our library, even our. Okay, we can certainly date ourselves, but remember the bookmobile.
Oh, I love the bookmobile. Yes.
And our
yeah.
bookmobile person would actually bring books that they knew we wanted, and because we were there, waiting with bated breath for the bookmobile.
Oh yeah, it's great. I was so lucky. I mean, school librarians now are a bit of a dying. Schools can't afford them. But,
or they have to do
you
duty,
do,
right?
Yeah. So, but I was lucky. I just had a good.
You didn't
good
have
gig.
to teach at this.
No. I did some. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was really lucky. Yeah.
Was it elementary school?
Yeah, elementary school. So you could do story time and the kids, and you could do themes, and it was really, it was great. It was lots of fun.
Were there any books that you always used in your repertoire for? How long were you a librarian? 30 years?
No, let's see, I think I was 17 in total. The last part more librarian.
Did you have a book that you just were like, this is the book?
Yeah, we
that...
always had to read a Madeline. I told the kids that, there's just such a great, Curious George, more so because the authors were these, like back in the day, they were advertising people, really. That's how they started out, and I love I just love the artwork, and I always told the kids they need to read one Nancy Drew in their life, because you never know when you're at a cocktail party and somebody needs to know that Beth is Nancy's friend and what color was the roadster. So, things like that. And we'd get on themes, and you have reluctant readers, so you have to figure out something that will grab them.
That's hard.
It is, yeah. Like usually a mystery or hockey stories for guys, and it was good. It was like solving a mystery a little bit on what certain kids would want to take out.
Right.
So
you should have met my husband, because when I met him, he had never read a book in his life.
Oh boy.
And then he said, pick me one. Mm-hmm. And so much pressure, because I thought if I pick the wrong kind of book, he'll never pick up another book again. And so it took me, we were going away, I think we were going to Cuba, and I thought, what is going to be a book? And it was Call of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
And do you know what? He loved it.
Yeah. Oh,
I
bet.
And then he's now read maybe 10 books
Yeah.
in his life. So That's good.
Yeah,
It's off
there's
to
a
a good
lot of great
start.
ones. There's a lot of YA, young adult literature, and I'd usually read, well, I pretty much tried to read every book that I bought, because you never know if it's a little bit odd or not quite right or too old or...
Scary.
Yeah, because to me, grade 6, you're still little.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a debate a bit in some of the kids. They wanted the Hunger Games, and I'm going, no, no, you're
Oh.
too little. But then, you know, that's probably me projecting onto them, and I said, you know, it's something you and your parents should read on your own together,
Right.
out loud, and then you can talk about it as you read. So,
I mean, I thought the Hunger Games were scary for
oh
me, and I'm an
yeah,
adult.
yeah, I didn't
so
like that.
No,
So,
no, yeah, no. Good fashion in it, though.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
So speaking of fashion, so was your mom into fashion?
Yeah, my mom was really. She was a pretty incredible sewer. So she would, you know, figure out what she wanted and make it, and or go and buy it. But she, like when Alter Suede was in, she made all the Alter Suede dresses and shirts, or skirts, I guess it was. And then she was a shoe person. She loved shoes. And there used to be a store on just by the bay, across the street from the bay, called Vogue Shoes.
Oh, yes.
And that was, she would be there. And she had some great shoes.
Did she have small feet?
I think she was a size 7. I remember her buying this one pair of shoes. I thought, hey, I kind of like those. And, you know, could I cram my foot in there? But they were just, yeah, she was really good.
Your
She was-
feet probably would have fit when you were younger into them, right? Because you're an 8, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Yeah, but our feet get bigger.
yeah. Oh, I know, I've got
Our
flippers
ears
now.
get bigger.
Oh, no.
Our noses. Oh, man.
But no, she was very stylish, and she, you know, used to get her hair done once a week, and yeah, she was.
Did you like her style back then?
Yeah, I didn't really think too much of it. Not until I got older, I realized, oh man, you have some great pieces here. You know, she had a thing for these cute little Prada Mary Janes, and you know, she had a cape. I still have.
Oh.
I think my daughter has it, and it was a reversible red on one side, plaid on the other side, boiled wool.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, cape. I don't know if Lauren's worn it or not, but yeah, she had she had great outfits.
Do you still have your mom?
No, she died about, gosh, maybe 10 or 11 years ago. 9 years ago, I guess. I just remember it. My granddaughter was born just before she died. So,
Okay.
yeah,
What was her first name?
Mary.
Oh,
Mary. Yeah.
Mary. Hey?
Yeah, my middle name. So there.
My
you go.
mom's middle name. I mean,
Yeah.
Mary was such a
Yeah,
common.
yeah,
Yeah. Are you
yeah.
from Edmonton?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Were you born and raised in Edmonton?
I was born in Calgary, but moved here when I was 2, I think. That one picture I sent by the car, I think we're on our way to Edmonton.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Why did you move to Edmonton?
My dad, a change of job for my dad, yeah. So, yeah.
Do you think that the city of Edmonton itself has sort of informed who you are or your fashion choices at all?
Yeah.
I mean, you've traveled lots. You're very
Yeah.
well traveled.
I think Edmonton was a great city to grow up in, or maybe it was the time I was growing up too, because there's so much freedom. You know, you could do pretty much anything, and it was safe. But when you went downtown, you got dressed up, and you know, the department stores were very nice, and I just remember like going with my mom to, she had to buy nylons or something, and it was, the counter in the bay was just by the escalator, and the ladies had like lab coats, wore gloves, so they'd take the stockings out and
Isn't
show.
that unbelievable?
And it's just, and Woodward's, the people in lingerie would wear like lab coats. I don't know, it was just, yeah, I think it did, you know, I love downtown Edmonton.
Me
I just love it, and was a little bit sad when Holtz and the whole downtown kind of went away.
Yes.
But it'll come back. But
Yeah, downtown was, it informed,
yeah,
you know, so much of, we found out many years later that we both worked at the same menswear store called
Yeah.
Black Sheep. A little bit different, different owners.
Yeah.
But Black Sheep was a menswear store that was known for their disco clothes and the high-waisted 6-button, dress
30,
pants.
30-inch bell or 34-inch bell.
Right.
Yeah, the patch pockets, yeah.
It was a real, that was, boy, if you were a Black Sheep man,
Yeah.
and I used to smoke back then, and I'd be smoking as I was, pinning some guy's hem on his, we had the big, huge ashtray, those
Oh, you're
big,
kidding.
huge
I
ones.
don't remember that. I didn't smoke, but I don't
An orange
remember.
shag rug.
Oh, I remember the orange rug, yes. Yeah, that's
Oh.
what, their colors were orange and black, wasn't it? Nice, relaxing colors.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the downtown one was multi-level.
Yeah, that's what I
had the shag
remember.
rug.
Yeah,
Yeah. Crazy.
that was funny, yeah.
So how would you describe your style?
I think it's sort of like Annie Hall, Diane Keaton, maybe goes to college.
That's
You know, sort of a little, I try to be a little more tailored. I think I went through a time in my life, probably two, working in a school system. I was quite baggy, and I like baggy clothes, and I still do to a certain extent. But now I've tried to be a little more tailored and a little more tailored.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have some baggy stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Not like I used to. I mean, I was
Jackets
like,
and-
I remember going through my closet once and separating clothes out. And I remember going like this, and one of my daughters, I said, "Should I keep this?" And my daughter said, "Well, if it's a tablecloth, yes. But if it's an article of clothing, no."
Oh, that's great. Oh my
So,
gosh.
out it went. I remember I really liked it too.
Well, there's that term that I learned through Natasha in the store, like coastal grandma.
Yeah.
And I think you and I both have a bit of that
Yes.
going on with
Yeah.
the French, that French look. And we
Yeah.
like a lot of the same.
Yeah.
Who's
I
that
like-
French woman that you
Oh, Linda
followed?
Wright.
Linda Wright.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're
Yeah.
on Instagram, she's got this great
Oh, she's
cashmere shop, right? It's just
yeah.
cashmere
It's just cashmere, some scarves.
in Paris.
Yeah, in Paris, and some pants she gets in, but it's as big. It's quite small. It's probably half the size of your store, if that, and it's just beautiful.
Right.
But she goes and she, I think her stuff's all from Scotland, and yeah, it's pretty fun to go there. But
I like all those names that, coastal grandma.
yeah. Actually, I love coastal grandma.
Yeah.
That's okay for me.
Because that's like Diane Keaton.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Diane
No.
Keaton. Except for sometimes with her gloves and stuff.
Yeah, the hat.
and
I've
the
got
hats.
a pretty big dome, so I can't put a hat on that. So,
That's another thing we have in common. We both have, how we say it's all our brains up in there.
that's right.
Right? Do you think there's anybody in particular, or who do you think was really inspirational for you when you were growing up here?
I think my parents were. I think I had, my dad was a really positive person. You just, sure, of course you can do that, yeah. And just sort of set your sights on whatever. And, he was really positive. And my mom was a strong person. She was great. She loved to debate, and she knew what to do. That's a hard question. I think I was influenced by them, and my husband, my kids. They kind of keep me grounded and tell me what to do or what not to do. So yeah.
Have you been married a long time?
Oh, at 45 years, it's that I was either, we have a hard time remembering, I was either married in 78 or 79. So, what is this? So, 45 years. I think we
Wow.
were married 45 years this year.
Right. Wow.
But we were both sitting at the counter one morning. I thought, this day seems familiar. What was going on? And we both looked at each other.
You went, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I said it first.
Oh, that's too funny.
But, yeah,
I never had a fight.
never had a fight. that I lost.
Right. That's a better one. Do you have a cherished outfit in your closet? Something that, whether you wear it or not, but just
Yeah.
something that you've
Well,
kept for some reason?
I have two things that I've kept, just mostly because my mom made them. And one is my wedding dress that I didn't think I had, and then I remembered it was in the dress-up box and fished it out of there. So I have that because I remember going to this fabric shop and my mom figuring, because it was expensive fabric, and her trying to figure out how to buy the least amount of fabric. And anyways, it cost $100, I remember, in total. And then a sweater that she knit, Aran sweater with a big cowl neck. And I think
Wow, lucky
it's one of the
you.
ones.
I'm looking at that. Your mom made that?
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah.
see that after, but wow.
Yeah, and I remember she made it, and then she didn't quite like how the neck sat. So I remember her ripping it out, and I think I was probably only in like grade 7, 6. So it's like
Wow.
old. But I think those are the things I have. Cherish for me is a hard word. I think I like it because my mom made it, not so much that it was my wedding dress. But I mean, that came out wrong. But
Oh, no. Yeah.
but it just, the time she put into it and how she figured out how to do it, because it's an eyelet, and to make best use of the pattern. So
Nice.
yeah.
When I look at that Aran sweater, when you say that your mom made that, there's a charity organization that I just found out about that finishes projects from people who have passed away.
Oh, you're kidding.
And so I saw this series of images of this old man, 90, and his wife passed away while she was halfway through making him a sweater.
Oh, gee.
And then this charity finished the sweater for him, and he's, and blankets and, unfinished embroidery projects and
wow.
stuff. And I thought, wow, if that is not
something. Yeah.
such a great thing.
Yeah, holy cow. That is a
Yeah.
good thing.
I've made a cable once, just a cable, but it
Yeah.
wasn't attached to anything. Or that's hard. That's
It
a
is.
certain
Knitting
way
is-
of thinking, that kind of knitting brain.
Yeah, I have knit, but I'm afraid I like instant. Like I want it now.
Right.
And when I was knitting, I was younger or something. I was willing to wait or something. But one of my daughters now knits, and she's like a great knitter.
Wow.
She's making a sweater kind of like that, and I think, holy cow.
Yeah, my sister's a good knitter. I crochet, but I can't really follow a pattern. Like
Yeah.
I just crochet blankets and things like that. But I can't imagine the mathematical and the patience and the time to
Oh yeah, I
make
can't.
those. Yeah.
My daughter's making one that's all cables, and you knit it on the side, and then you add on and bring it down, and I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
Wow. Good on her.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
when you live in Norway, I think it's sort of a given. You have to knit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you were just in Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any favorite designers?
I like Marnie, though I don't own anything of Marnie. I just like the quirkiness and of it, preferably not with Marnie written on it. And old Prada. I love, again, without the big sign on it, but I love that. It was simple and really, I really like those.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you could rate anybody's closet, whose would it be?
Well, I think it would. I have two people I've picked out, and Linda Wright from Paris.
Oh,
and
she is beautiful.
Yeah, she
things.
does, and she dresses. I just love the way
But
she
just
dresses.
simple.
Very simple, just plain. The row she wears a lot of them, and then the other one's a little closer to home. I would raid your closet.
Oh.
Yes, I.
Wow. Wow, that's a huge
Yeah, like
honor.
I'll take the jacket.
Oh, wow, thank you. That's, oh, now am I blushing? No. Nice. Have you always been open to shopping secondhand or vintage, or what's your history with vintage?
I think my history with vintage is basically since your store. You know, I used to come in Manual Life, and just always looking for something because I love vintage. It's unique. You can usually get something that's wonderfully made, and I love the labels on some of them and the lining, and just you could get some really unique, a one of usually.
Yeah.
And they're just, some of them are just amazing. And, you know, I've bought some things, I've never worn them, but I just love them. I love the way they look, but I'm changing. I'm trying to wear what I buy.
You're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worn it, yeah, like the pink coat. I've worn it about twice, but
Okay.
I've got to get on that a little bit more.
And you didn't you buy a Prada coat?
I did, and I've worn
Yeah.
that a lot, actually.
That's a good travel coat too.
I'm going to New York, and I'm going to take it to New York, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's a
because
perfect one.
it looks okay with jeans, and which is my MO, and black pants, which is my other thing. So
Nice.
yeah, I think it'll be okay.
What kind of fashion trends that either are still going on, or do you hate, or do you just think, what are they thinking?
Yeah, what's up with that? Crop tops, I don't understand them. I don't get them. And I don't like tops that are missing pieces, like their shoulder is gone or the back is missing from a sweater. And I know it looks great on a lot of people, but like I just think, I just don't get those. And yeah. Yeah, I just don't like that. And sometimes the wrong people are wearing.
It's all the time. It's oftentimes.
You know, it's these peekaboo shoulders, or I don't even know what you call them. And I think, oh, sew that up. Just a minute here. Let me get that for you. But you know, but then on the other hand, good for people wearing what they like. And,
Right.
You know,
Right.
so, but it's definitely not for me.
Well, I'm sure that, I don't know if I've asked this question to anybody else throughout, because I would have the same answer all the time. Mine is the hip hop pants pants that where you can see their underwear, and and their belt is, and they're constantly with the one hand trying to pull their pants up.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes, I don't get that. I don't get that.
Yeah, no, I don't get that either. That's sort of the underwear and then the waistband down here. And they usually have to walk like this to get...
And in the winter,
Yeah.
you're like...
I was talking to a
so
physiotherapist once, and they said, those people are going to have hip issues, you know.
That's funny. How do you think your style has changed? Well, you maybe already answered that. It used to be baggier.
Yeah, I
but
think
is there
I'm a little
anything
more...
else that now you're just more comfortable in, or you're just like, eh?
I think I like I said before, I'm a little bit more tailored, and I think I like to buy sort of more, maybe a bit better quality than I used to like a long time ago. And I think, I'm going to have that for a while. I'm okay with spending that kind of money.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, and so far it's worked out well for me. You know, I've had a lot of stuff for a long time, but then that has a downside, like, oh, you're wearing that again, are you? So, you know.
I think
but
with classic pieces, people don't notice it. We think that people are noticing, oh, look at her wearing that same such and such. But I don't think most people notice it, especially if it's a classic. If it was, you know, I have a red dress. If it was the red dress with the big poofy sleeves, they'd be going, oh, Lord, and here she comes.
I think I take more chances now. I bought that pencil skirt that's sequined.
Oh,
and
right.
I've worn that thing all the time. I love it. And it's sequins on me. And then I bought I think I bought a beige top from you. And then I had another black sequin top. It was like, look out.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's something I don't think I would have done before, because I might have been too self-conscious. Why, I don't know. But so.
Okay, here's just a couple little rapid fire questions. Favorite music?
Oh gosh, I love 60s. I'm on 60s on 6.
Do you still have your vinyl?
No, I got rid of that. Yeah, Mamas and Papas went. Yeah, no, don't have.
Mamas and Papas, hey?
Yeah, no, I just had to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So.
Were you a dancer?
No, not really.
Did you like dancing?
Oh, I love
with your
dancing.
husband?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And yeah, we'd go to dances and that. Yeah. He's from the, a small town, so you'd go to a wedding dance and it's, like you had to waltz with somebody 3 times and promenade and oh my God, it was like my worst nightmare.
I don't like that kind of.
Yeah,
I never
no.
learned that.
Oh,
I wish I had.
Yeah, he loves to have a good dance.
My mom and dad were even they got divorced, and I was 9, I think, when they got divorced. Not I think they were. I was 9. But even after that, if there was a family wedding where both of them
Yeah.
were at, they would still dance together,
yeah.
and they would win dance contests
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff. And
Yeah.
but I never learned any of like the
No.
jive. It
No,
was like
I didn't.
jiving
Yeah.
or even just a traditional waltz, that box step.
Yeah, I think I could probably
I could sort of fake it.
fake
but-
it through that, but I didn't learn any of that. Where Wes, he knows all of that, and I just, try not to step on his toes or
Right.
kill him.
Do you have a
So-
favorite movie?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I love watching, there's this old Disney movie, Pollyanna, with Haley Mills.
Oh, Haley Mills.
I know. It is so great, and I watched it with my granddaughter. I made my kids watch it, and there was other movies, Moon Spinners and all those. I love those old movies.
How about The Parent Trap?
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
and
she's
the clothing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just
Maureen O'Hara.
yeah. And when if you just think you're sitting down and you just want to have a little pick me up, I think I'll watch Pollyanna for a while.
Now I'm going to go home and search for that.
It's
I
on
have
Disney
not
Plus.
seen it. Oh,
It is.
okay,
It
I
is
have Disney
so
Plus. I'm gonna
hokey,
watch
but
it.
it's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah. And my granddaughter says, "Do you want to watch Pollyanna?" Oh yeah, let's watch Pollyanna.
Okay, one last. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. On that note, we are going to look at some of the really fabulous special things that Kathy brought. So I can't wait.
Oh.
All right. So now we get to jump into some of these treasures that Kathy brought. So let's see what you've brought us.
Okay. This is just, I figured I needed a gray black dress. That's my color palette is black.
That is so.
And it's
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
from Gravity
beautiful.
Pope, and it just gets me through funerals and a few other things. So, and then when you're not stranded, but your flight's delayed in duty free, and you're turning 60, and your mom and dad give you some moolah, I bought a Hermes scarf. So, and I liked
see
it.
that open.
And what was sold it to me was the history of scarf making. And I loved,
Wow.
yeah, I love the bright color because sometimes I think I need to put some color instead
I
of
think
always.
that's one of the nicest ones I've
Oh,
ever
thank
seen.
you. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's
stunning.
one thing I've got to wear it more. Just wear it with
Yeah.
jeans. And then I think
You're a scarf person.
yeah, if I don't have a turtleneck on, I've got a scarf on. So, and this is the skirt I bought here, and I love it. It's just a pencil skirt, and I usually wear it with,
I
big
love
baggy
that.
turtleneck.
No, but that brings,
Yeah.
this is about elevating, like just having, people think, oh, I can't wear a sequin skirt. But
Yeah.
if you just put a turtleneck with it or
Yeah.
a blazer, yeah, you can.
And then sometimes, I just wear a plain white blouse with it.
Perfect.
And so I just have a few of these little outfits that I kind of wear over and over. And then I talked about my cherished item, and it was, one that I liked because my mom made it. And this is my wedding dress, which was a skirt and a top. And you can see that it was sort of, I don't know, is that called eyelet lace?
That is so pretty.
And so she wanted to use the pattern the best way she could. And then she cut the bottom off and the skirt.
Wow.
Yeah, wreath of flowers in my hair. Yeah, it was the 70s. What can I say?
But I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, what did Wes wear?
He just wore a navy blue jacket and a pair of gray pants. Just really, yeah, it was
I
funny.
think this is, and so when you think that this is 70s, But now this is so on trend. I mean, this could be Marnie or Isabel
Yeah.
Marant or any of those things. This is spectacular.
And it's funny because when I was trying to figure out where it was in the dress-up box. I used to let my kids play with it. They'd put this as the veil and roar around the house. I don't know.
Nice.
Weirdos.
Nice.
And this could be a cherished item. I love this. This is from Natasha's store. And I have always liked these tourist coats. And when I saw it at her shop, I was like, hello?
I need that.
I
yeah.
need that. And I wear it a lot. And when I do, I get stopped and people want to know about it, where I got it from. And I always tell where I got it from. And I just love it.
It's pretty stunning. And
Yeah.
her store is called Honey Lounge. But look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
I know, it's just, it makes me in a good mood. You know, you look at it, it makes you in a good mood. I keep telling Natasha that I would like another one, maybe in a darker color, like green or turquoise.
She'll get on that.
Could you get on that?
You know what's funny is I just was reading last night. I'm not a trick-or-treater. I'm not a Halloween person. But my husband was giving out candy. I was reading El Decor.
Oh.
And so in El Decor, they said that exact thing. They said, don't ever follow trends of color, like pick colors that, like, you know, there's this whole thing about builder beige and, you know, white on white and beige. And this guy was very much about color. And he said, the best way to do it is to start buying color and wearing it in your wardrobe and really take note of the things that make you super happy. And if something is making you smile every time you put it
Yeah.
on or happy, you should go with that and think, I mean, not that you're going to paint your house in these colors, but these are your,
Yeah.
that's your happy
And
place.
I think, too, the work that whoever did this, like it's all cut out and stitched and appliqued. And to
These
me,
are like
it's
traditional quilt stitches.
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah, gorgeous.
And it's amazing to me. I love it. Anyways,
Good
I love
choice.
wearing it.
Really nice.
Makes me in a good mood.
That's good.
And this is the sweater I think I was saying about that my mom made. And I remember her making this, and she wasn't pleased with it, and ripping it out and redoing it. But I think I was in junior high or when she
Wow.
was doing this, and I had to. Yeah, so I
And
have.
you still wear it?
I don't actually. It's a little bit, I was thinking of washing it and blocking it a bit more because it's a little too, it's not tight, but it's, you know, it's warm. And my youngest daughter has it. She wears it. So I had to go and borrow it from her.
Nice. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I like it. It's good.
Beautiful.
And I put a turtleneck under it. So, and then this is another jacket that makes me in a good mood, and I bought it here, and I love it because the lining is just incredible, and it fits like a glove. I wear it with jeans and black pants. I love these cuffs, and it's just
I love the
great.
mix of navy
Yeah.
and black and gray, and it's
And you can wear it. It's got these little pockets, and you can wear it. I wear it all the time.
that's 1940s. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's stunning, beautiful.
Yeah, just a great thing. And then the last thing I bought is I thought I should have a suit at some point in my life, and I bought this at Good Stuff, I think it was, and it was my going out.
Wowza!
And these pants are amazing because they're lined, and so it's not itchy. And then this is a sequin top I bought somewhere, maybe there. Or-
Gorgeous.
yeah. And then I bought another cream-colored one from you that I wear with it. So.
Gorgeous. And what are you wearing right now? What is this brooch too?
Oh, this brooch I got in a store in New York. I just love it.
It's
It just,
really
yeah,
nice.
it just really spoke to me, I guess. And this is a blazer I bought here that I obsessed over way too long. A
Brunello Cucinelli.
Yes, that. And I just love it.
really nice.
I've worn it again so much, and I love that it's got his little beading that's his thing. So, yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, oh, thank you. I just love it. it's a staple.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous.
Because I don't know if you remember, I came in and visited, right, regularly.
That's good though. That meant that, you know, if
And
I always
it's-
say if it calls to you in the night.
Yeah, and it was, yes. So, and then the other thing I brought is a purse that I love wearing. It's a Judith Lieber.
Oh.
And I bought it during COVID online.
Beautiful.
And I love, this is why, I mean, look at this. I have not a clue what you do with that.
For me, it'd be
I was thinking my eyebrow. But I just thought,
oh, that is so pretty.
yeah, and so I had to obsess on her story and everything, find out what she's all about or was all
Judith
about.
Lieber bags are.
Yeah, and this was
so-
like nothing. It was
Look at
amazing.
the little tassels.
I know.
Stunning.
Again, somebody went to a lot of work there.
Gorgeous. Nice choices.
So, yeah, well, thank you.
Well, thank you for bringing all these
Oh,
beautiful
you're welcome.
pieces.
Thank you. This has been fun. Thank you.
So thanks for watching. This has been another fun, amazing episode
great.
of Dress Stories. And we can't wait to show you all that we have coming in the future and more episodes. But in the meantime, we just want to thank Kathy again for taking the time and coming
you're
and
welcome.
telling us
That's
all
great.
of her stories. And
Oh, thanks.
we love it. We love it. And she is smart.
Oh, I am.